Hey Vikings fans, get ready because we've got some breaking news that just hit the channel. This is a story you don't want to miss, and it's going to have you talking for days. But before we jump into this wild update, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're always the first to hear the latest from Minnesota Vikings news. Let's dive into this explosive story. The Minnesota Vikings season may have ended with that tough loss to the Rams on Monday night, but that doesn't mean Vikings' ties to the playoffs are done just yet. In fact, there's one former Viking making waves in the postseason, and not in the way you might expect. It's a moment so outrageous, you'll have to see it to believe it. Chris Boyd, a familiar name to Vikings fans, is at the center of this playoff drama. On the opening kickoff of the AFC divisional matchup, the Kansas City Chiefs nearly took it to the end zone, but what happened next was pure chaos. And yes, Boyd was right in the thick of it. As the play unfolded, the Chiefs fumbled the ball, and special teamer Samaj Perine managed to recover it. But instead of focusing on the play, all eyes turned to Boyd, who lost his cool in spectacular fashion. He threw his helmet in frustration, gifting the Chiefs an extra 15 yards. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Boyd stormed to the sidelines and shoved his special teams coordinator, Frank Ross. Now, if you've followed Boyd's career, you know this isn't exactly shocking. Vikings fans remember his time in Minnesota, where special teams penalties were almost his signature move. Even former coach Mike Zimmer had some harsh words for Boyd, famously pointing out his tendency for mistakes on the field. Boyd's antics on the field have everyone wondering, could this be his last game with the Texans? After 6 seasons in the NFL and 2 with Houston, this latest outburst might be the final straw. And while emotions run high in the playoffs, shoving a coach is never a good look, especially when your team is trying to pull off an upset. So what do you think, Vikings fans? Was this just a heat-of-the-moment mistake? Or is Boyd's time in the NFL coming to an end? We want to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let us know what you think of this wild story. And remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to Minnesota Vikings News and turn on those notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming.